Joe Giglio for NJ Sports Now on this Tuesday, February the 10th. Last night, the news came down on NJ.com. It is Ralph Friedgen out as the offensive coordinator of Rutgers. The 67-year-old former Maryland head coach expected to retire after having a pretty good season, a pretty successful season, leading the Scarlet Knights to an 8-5 record. The offense at times very good, sputtered at times, but considering the talent on the field, the injury to Paul James, I thought Ralph Friedgen had a calming influence on the offense and really helped Gary Nova to become the best quarterback he could be in his final season. Now, if Friedgen is indeed out, Rutgers has to look once again for an offensive coordinator. This has become a yearly theme, it feels like, the last 5 or 6 years, where Rutgers has a coordinator in for 1 year and then he's out the next year. And it's a revolving door, not easy on offensive players, not easy on quarterbacks trying to learn the new systems, reverting back to what they did in an old system. And now, to me, as Flood looks around, looks at his own staff, looks outside the staff, and tries to appoint an offensive coordinator for the 2015 season, long-term vision here has to be the key. Looking for a guy that could last in this role for a little while. And I look to Ben McDaniels, the wide receiver coach here with Rutgers, formerly a quarterback's coach and offensive assistant with his brother, the former head coach of the Denver Broncos, out there in Denver. That, of course, being Josh McDaniels. We all know Josh McDaniels recently being the offensive coordinator of the very high-powered and potent offense with the Super Bowl champion New England Patriots. So McDaniels' brother, Ben McDaniels, to me, is a good fit here to replace Ralph Friedgen. Worked with Friedgen for a year, and I think continuity is key here as Rutgers is going to try to assimilate and find a new quarterback for the 2015 season. A slew of candidates will play against each other in spring practice leading into the summer, and Rutgers, for the first time in a while, will have themselves a new quarterback under center. Will not be Gary Nova any longer. We can end the debates about Gary Nova. We can end the debates about how good or how bad he is. Now it's going to be a new quarterback. And I think McDaniels, with his experience as a quarterback's coach in Denver with the Broncos and an offensive assistant in the NFL, along with his ties to Josh McDaniels, and say what you want about Josh McDaniels and his tenure as the head coach of the Denver Broncos, drafting Tim Tebow, McDaniels at a very young age has accomplished a ton in the NFL. Most recently, of course, here with the Patriots, and Tom Brady hugging him after the Super Bowl. You could tell the admiration that Bill Belichick and Tom Brady have for Josh McDaniels. Now, Ben McDaniels is not Josh. He's his brother, but he comes from that, it's the same family tree there of coaching, of someone who's a hard worker, of someone who has a gifted offensive mind. And I think it will be difficult for Rutgers to once again switch offensive coordinators. I know this was a worry among fans in our comment section leading up to recruiting. Would Friedgen be back? How does that impact recruiting? Friedgen, it seems, won't be back. At 67, he's ready for retirement. Rutgers now is ready for a new offensive coordinator, and I think Ben McDaniels, all things considered, his background, his experience at Rutgers, his familiarity with the program, he's the right choice to replace the Friedgen and be the new, possibly long-term offensive coordinator of the Scarlet Knights. I'm Joe Giglio for NJ Sports Now.